Just getting yourself to work and home has just become a lot more expensive for many people due to the rise in fuel prices. But what if I told you that there was a way to save literally thousands every year? You're going to need a bike for that though. Okay, so cycle commuting is hardly a new thing, but it is becoming a more and more attractive option as many of us look to save a little bit of money each month. And speaking of which, I am going to break down the costs of the commute that we've done today just to show you how much money you can save. And yes, it is a very large sum of cold hard cash, so stick around for that. Now, there are a ton of commuting options, and it can get a bit confusing, but thankfully we've got the brilliant people at Ribble, and specifically we've got Ash here to help me choose a commuting bike. Thank you very much for taking the time. Yeah, we're here at the Ribble store in Cribbs Causeway. You've given me the run of the bikes, which is very dangerous. Shall we waste no time? Let's get on with choosing. My eye is drawn to this one instantly.
Yeah, and naturally this is probably one of our most popular bikes within hybrid, within e-bike range. This is going to cover most aspects of the commute for the majority of the people, whether that be a urban commute or whether it be slightly off-road. One thing we're finding now is that customers are getting a little bit more adventurous with how they commute. So looking for ways to get off the main paths or main roads into especially city centres.
I was looking at this one, which is the kind of acoustic version, but then as soon as you said E, I'm now thinking about that. Shall we move on quickly?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if my commute was solely urban, I'd be looking at something like this. Now, a step through, us in the UK, we tend to think of this as a lady's bike, but in the Netherlands, you know, the home of commuting, that's just a normal bike.
If we factor in someone that has to wear a suit to work, for example, as possible it is, throwing a leg over even with a suit on, as you'll know, even in jeans like this can be a bit of a chore.
Yeah. Now, that's a bit too urban-y for me, but as we move down, if I was going to my old job, I'd have had something like this, nice and aero, and the e-motor to help me up the hills, because that was a challenging commute.
Going into something more road specific, this is a bike then that we can utilise A, on the commute, but B, we can also utilise this in the club ride of a weekend. We can mudguard this up as well to make it, you know, a lot more commute friendly.
As we kind of move down here, I'm seeing a very, very sendy kind of off-road commute coming in here.
Yeah.
For some people, this is the perfect commuter
Absolutely.
bike.
Luggage capabilities now are very, very good in terms of what we can mount to bikes, whether it be handlebar bags or saddlebags, so we can get that really secure, so we can actually make that commute as adventurous as we want to. Again, we've also then got a weekend adventure bike as well. For some people, it's not practical to have, you know, 3 separate bikes for every occasion. You know, so a kind of one bike does it all can be a big win for some people.
Yeah. I think, if it's all right with you guys, it is this bike that I want to just walk away with today. I know that this is the fully loaded version, but these are available as upgrades, aren't they?
Correct.
So if I buy the base model and then I find that I want the pannier rack, I can upgrade that.
Absolutely.
Now, just to give you a little idea of the cost of this bike, the raw version is 2299,
Correct.
I believe. Now, on my wage, I would be getting about 800 quid, or just over 800 quid, off of the price on the Cycle to Work scheme, which is a significant saving. Right, well, I think I'll take this one then.
Fantastic. Let's get you sized up.
Well, speaking of sizing, I'm here with Josh. Josh, if I walk into your store with, well, just me and my jeans, can I still get a rough sizing?
Absolutely. So we don't need sort of any sort of specialist equipment here. If you just sort of use trainers, jeans, absolutely fine. Don't need to bring your shoes along, or especially lycra.
If I have no idea, how do I go about, you know, just even starting with the sizing?
So sort of what we do is we sort of just ask you sort of for your height. So how tall are you? So
I'm 5'8" on a good day.
Okay, 5'8". So what we can do is sort of use that number and put it on, use it, compare it to our sizing chart, which you can get on this tablet just here.
I'm seeing a lot of numbers. What am I looking at here?
So you're basically looking at sort of the geometry of all the bikes we have. So on here at the moment, we've got the hybrid ALE, which is the one you were looking at. So can be quite complicated, but you sort of got your stack, your reach and seat tube. Those are sort of the most important numbers that we're looking at today, because that's what we can adjust to on our jig. And sort of the most important one would be that seat tube, just because it's all sort of leg length can sort of decide the size on the hybrid. So
yeah, I mean, I can see that with my height I fit quite nicely into the medium.
Yeah.
Should we start there?
Yeah, we'll start there.
So the bars are going up and they are going out as well.
Yeah, to be that medium frame, yeah.
Cool. And that's set up, I guess, with the maximum range of spaces?
Yes, at the moment we set it on the highest setting that has, so it's got 30 mil underneath there, so that's how all bikes will come. So you can obviously slam it if you want to.
I mean, instantly this is feeling a lot more comfortable, and to be honest, I don't think I'd want to go any lower. No. Just because otherwise I'd be... Oh.
You're sort of ruining that whole reason of getting a commuting bike, aren't you?
But I would be elbows out, ready to get to work as fast as possible. No, this feels really, really good. I think I'll take the medium.
Cool.
Right, I've got my bike and I cannot wait to get out and ride it. We're just leaving the Ribble showroom here at Cribbs Causeway. Now, Ribble have 5 across the country. If you want to see where they are, it's down in the description below. But before we end this video, we need to crunch some numbers. Let's go and do that. Right then, time for a quick crunch of the numbers. Say you've got a 10-mile commute. Having an e-bike like this Ribble makes a distance like that doable day in, day out. Given that fuel is about £2 a litre in the UK these days, in a normal car, in commuting traffic, you'll be burning through about £4 a day, just in petrol or diesel. So there are 260 working days in 2022, minus my holiday leave of 28 days, which leaves 232. Just in fuel, you're up to nearly £1,000 a year. And the longer the commute, the more you'll save. Riding over to Ribble was about 17 miles, but it's 25 miles in the car. And it takes about an hour whether you're on 2 wheels or 4. So I wouldn't really save any time, but that ride to work counts as very, very good daily exercise. To fit 2 hours down the gym into a working day would be very tricky. And, you know, with a young family, almost impossible. Yes, I can hear you telling me that the bike does cost money. This one that I've chosen will set me back £2,299, but I could get about £800 off that price through a cycle to work scheme. Now, it does depend whether your company is running one, but the actual fueling of that, or well, me, will only cost me the price of bananas and porridge. And of course, fuel money isn't all that you spend on your car. There's insurance, servicing, repairs, vehicle tax, parking fees. It all adds up. The average UK car owner spends about £3,500 on their motor every single year. So if by switching to a bike commute, or just bike commuting some of the time, you can get rid of your second car or just use it less, or even go car free, the savings can be huge. You'll be quids in less than a year. All that's left to say is thank you very much to Ribble for hooking us up with that lovely commuter bike over there. We're going to be using it for some more commuter antics and getting up to no good on it, so stick around for that video. If you are an experienced commuter and you've got any top tips for people that might be thinking of just starting out, please leave them down in the comments below. It might help someone out. Remember to like and subscribe before you go, and we will see you in the next one.